I'm René Carayol. I've made my fortune in business. I've mentored some of the world's most successful leaders. Now I'm going to show you how to get the life you really want. We've all fantasized about giving up our jobs and following our dreams. So what's stopping us? 85% of British adults say the monthly mortgage payment is the one thing that stands between them and freedom. Your mortgage payment ties you to the daily grind for 25 years. But what if it were possible to pay off your mortgage in just 2 years? I've been working with families, couples and singles from across the UK in one of television's most ambitious experiments. For 2 years, they've had my advice, motivation and business contacts. But now their time is up. So, did they pay off their mortgage in 2 years? Tonight, the Casey Pools from Coventry. Anne-Marie, Sean and their 2 kids are an ordinary family, living in an ordinary suburban semi. But over the next 2 years, I'll be asking them to do something extraordinary. There'll be frustration.
See what I mean? This is crap.
Sean, you've just had a bollocker.
Disappointment.
Well, as you can probably tell from my face, it's not good news.
And even heartbreak.
The next thing is, I was just crying like a little kid. And that's when it really hit me.
Anne-Marie knows all about setting goals and reaching them. Last year, she succeeded in losing more than 7 stone in weight.
It's quite shocking, actually, looking back at just how big I was. Applying the same principles to paying off your mortgage, I can do that easy. Well, I'm going to try. It's training my husband that's going to be the hard part.
Sean's version of shedding pounds is a trip to the shops. He's a big spender and a gadget fanatic.
Oh, look at that. That's excellent.
Sean and Anne-Marie have a mortgage of £85,000, about double their joint income of £42,000. But Sean's gadget habit and Anne-Marie's store cards have racked up an extra 23 grand of credit card debt. That's a total of £108,000 to pay off in just 2 years. But if they can do it, they'll save themselves nearly the same amount again in interest. And more importantly, afford their dream lifestyle.
I just want to pay off the mortgage because it's financial security, £500 a month in our pockets that we could probably put towards a property abroad.
I want to pay off the mortgage so that I don't have to work, or I can have the choice of when I want to work. For me, that's the main thing, is to have some quality of life and, you know, spend it with my kids and not have to worry about the stress of, you know, paying the bills.
I believe anyone can pay off their mortgage early, but it's not easy. So I want to find out how committed the Casey Pools are. How much do you want it?
Very bad. Yeah, that's an understatement, isn't it?
Who's going to be the driving force behind this?
Me.
I said a bit quick. So you're going to make this happen. You're good at that, are you? You're good at focus, discipline,
Definitely.
pushing, driving.
Yes.
So what's Sean good at?
Spending money.
Have you ever had a project that you've been focused on?
No.
Right. Emotionally, this can be quite draining. But I'm going to be there to support you as well, but I will be tough.
We've been through that before, haven't we? We lived abroad for a while, and we were literally living on, you know, a tin of beans and a loaf of bread at one stage, and that's what's made us stronger, so just throw anything at us.
Sean and Anne-Marie met 12 years ago at a talent contest. Anne-Marie was a karaoke hostess, and Sean was a comedy hypnotist. For 3 years, they were entertainers at beachside nightclubs in Tenerife, but it was tough going. After getting married, they returned home. But Sean has struggled to adapt and has changed jobs every 6 months. He's currently working as a loans manager.
I'm good at saving people money, but when it comes to me, not quite as good. I should practice what I preach, really.
The 2 keys to paying off your mortgage early are to minimise your outgoings and maximise your income. And with Sean and Anne-Marie spending £1,500 a month more than they earn, it's clear where they need to start. Especially you, Sean. £200 a month on boys' toys and techno rubbish. And I've got some bad news for you. You've got a bad store card habit, and it's got to stop, and it's going to stop now.
Your mummy's this? Yeah, I'll shut it under my
I need Sean and Anne-Marie to learn some financial discipline. So I'm setting them a strict budget of £155 a week.
Bye. See you in a bit.
It's January and the first month of our 2-year experiment. Sean's saving £5 a day making his own sandwiches for work. That's £2,600 over 2 years. By taking the train instead of his car, he'll save over £1,000. And if Anne-Marie can kick her £18 a week smoking habit, she'll save £1,800. Stick to all that and they'll save £5,500 towards their mortgage. It's a great start, but saving alone won't pay off the mortgage. Now they need to find ways to add to their bank wages. You've only got so much time. What's the best use of your time for 2 years that brings in the most income?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the two of you to think big.
I was toying with the idea of going back to singing.
How would you see that generating revenue for you?
For a singer, it's usually about £120 to £150 for a gig.
Obviously, I've been dabbling, doing the comedy hypnotist shows. I just haven't pushed it, and I feel
So if you
now,
pushed it and it went brilliantly,
yeah,
how much do you think you could earn and how often would you be doing it?
I can get £300 a show at a good, decent gig.
And how many times a month do you think you could be doing that?
Should be doing it at a minimum 2 days a week. Should be.
So this is quite lucrative then?
Absolutely. This is why I wanted to take part in it, because it will give me that kick I need to sort myself out.
All you wanna do is ride around Sally.
Anne-Marie's restarting her singing career. But as the weeks progress, she's not convinced.
Sean obviously wants me to continue, but I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it one bit.
It's absolutely brilliant now. You've turned it
By
into a
March,
cowboy.
Sean is pulling in £300 a gig with his comedy hypnotism shows.
Faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
But he's pinning his hopes on making big money from learning the new technique of neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP.
It's all about how to use the language of your mind to consistently achieve desired results. We want to look at
He's
ways
confident
we
that
can
these
think
positive
differently
thinking skills will transform him into a £1,000 a day quit smoking
Wouldn't it be
coach.
great to wake up in the morning and to feel excellent?
It's clear that Anne-Marie can't do something she hates for 2 years. But she's found a replacement for the singing gigs, and it's a business in which she's already an expert.
Come on up, bring your book. Sheila has lost tonight.
She's confident the slimming class can be a big earner,
How much? £5.
but she's motivated by more than just money.
It's an amazing feeling, being slim. Oh, God, I can't believe I'm getting emotional. I want to be able to see the smile on other people's faces, to know that I've helped them be where they want to be.
But holding down 2 jobs each is putting a strain on family life.
Oh, Mikey. Oh, go and see Mummy. What's Mummy got? Have your nose done?
Come on then. Oh, such a strong girl.
As they try to relax on a budget family holiday, the stress of working every available hour boils over.
I like to see that I've been under budget every week. So to see that I've been over budget for a few weeks, it's like, no! But that's his fault.
Yeah, it's not really my fault. I mean, should we go on to the cigarette thing? How many a week is it? £12, £13 a week. Add that up over a year. You know, you're saying about me being over budget. At least mine's going towards something positive, not bad health. Here we go. She's just wasting money, and, you know, I have £15 a week budget to spend, so, you know, I'm not frivolous at all anymore. And then I get this kind of thing, you know, fed up.
I'm worried they can't keep this up. And Sean proves me right with an impulsive work decision.
Here we go again. Typical. Sean has decided to resign. And it's just bloody annoying. I mean, I don't mind it that he wants to leave, because I'll always be supportive. If you don't enjoy doing something, don't do it. But just talk to me first, for a change.
Have I made the right decision? Yeah, good boy. And what do you think?
It's always the right decision when you resign.
What do you think he'll say?
I'd love to know what you think if I came home and said, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Sean has jeopardised his ability to pay the bills, never mind the mortgage. So I've asked him to rethink his decision.
I've decided to stay on 2 days a week.
I'm really, really pleased. That's a fabulous compromise. Now you've mitigated the risk.
Yeah.
I'm really, really pleased. The strain of non-stop work is pushing them both to breaking point. For Anne-Marie, the final straw comes when Sean decides he wants to spend £350 of their hard-earned savings on a decorator.
Does it need doing? Thank you, it does.
Yeah, it does need doing. Is it a priority? No.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, you walk into...
He thinks it's an essential.
Hang on, you walk through the door.
This is not the best example of teamwork that I've seen. Come here.
Oh, here we go.
I know, I want this place done as much as you do.
You get me going in a minute. You get me
But I'm
upset with you,
thinking
right?
March, April next year when you've made loads of money and it's absolutely fine and I'm very happy and confident that you've got your bills covered, plus we're putting money in the savings account.
Well, I'm happy and confident
Then
I
I'll
will
be going
anyway.
and getting the bloody decorator myself and saying, come on.
Despite their problems, as we reach the end of the first year of the experiment, Sean and Anne-Marie are making good progress. At the end of year one, Anne-Marie's tough budgeting is reaping results. They began with a total debt from their mortgage and credit cards of £108,000. They've made savings of £9,000 and Anne-Marie's Slimming Club has earned £1,500. And they've been able to save £3,500 from Sean's hypnotism shows, a total of £14,000. You've saved nearly £14,000.
About what we expected, isn't it? Yeah.
And for year one,
Never said that before, though.
for year one, that's great guns. That really is. Guess what next year's going to be like?
Hard graft.
Hard graft, yeah.
They've had a fantastic first year. With Anne-Marie's drive and Sean's potential, who knows what they could achieve this year? To start the year, Sean's made one very definite decision. 4 months after he first quit his job, Sean's quit again.
When I originally resigned, René was probably right. We hadn't done enough, well, I hadn't done enough financial planning. I hadn't got the work in. I've now got enough work each month for at least 6 months to pay all the bills. So it's got to be the right time.
Sean's big plan is to stage lucrative seminars to help people stop smoking and lose weight. He estimates he can make up to £1,000 a day. So this time round, Anne-Marie told him to resign.
He was planning on doing it soon. He didn't have a date, and I just basically gave him the date and said, you need to do it now, because if you don't do it now, we're not going to pay off our mortgage. That's the end of it, really.
Let's have a look. It's my business. It's my business.
Yeah,
And
well,
you're secretary.
I am now putting even more of an effort into helping him with the business. We've got the stationery sorted. You know, I've given him a list of jobs to do. I'm really completely on his back all the time, pushing him and pushing him.
It really is the start of a new era. Should have done it years ago. Really should have. I shouldn't. I've wasted so many years working for other people. It's just silly.
It's a massive step, but one Sean knows he has to take.
You got to take the ball by the horns. Have a go. Because it's the only way I'm going to pay off my mortgage, and that's probably the only way most of you can do it as well. Anyway, going to bed now. Been a long day.
It's no surprise to me that Sean has finally quit his job at the bank. But I'm keen to know exactly what plans he has in place to meet the shortfall.
I will be contacting at least 10 pubs or clubs.
Good man.
And I'm looking to probably, hopefully, get 2 bookings a day.
Good man.
That's the target.
And you've got to
I've
make
set.
that a routine so you don't even think about it.
Selling the Mickey Tate hypnotist show is easy for me.
So how will the finances work?
We need about, with the food and everything, probably about £500 a month.
In addition to Anne-Marie's?
In addition to Anne-Marie's. But anything after that will go straight in the pot to pay off the mortgage.
Just to bring a little damper into proceedings,
Here we go.
if we look at the balance of the year and we look at what our targets are for the mortgage, it's a pretty steep challenge.
Yeah, I've worked out, I think it's about 10 grand a month, isn't it?
How does that make you feel?
Scared.
Not just a daunting target, it looks near impossible.
It does, but the earning potential's there from shows that, I mean, I should be earning £1,000 a day doing talking and doing seminars, and this is realistic figures. It's not pie in the sky.
So you're
I've
still up
done
for
a bit
this?
Oh, yeah, too right, I'm up for it.
Good man.
Yeah, definitely.
Good man. I mean, it's tough, but as you say, if the breaks go your way, who knows?
Yeah.
It's a really daunting task. £10,000 a month? I can't see how they can do it. But I have to support such a bold move. And he's definitely going to make a difference to that mortgage. And I'm going to give him all the help that I can.
But just as they head into the second and most important phase of our project, tragedy strikes.
Found out I was pregnant a couple of weeks ago, and then about a week, 10 days later, started bleeding. Went for a scan at the hospital and they confirmed that the womb was clean. So I'd lost the baby at 6 weeks, 5 days. Just completely overwhelmed and devastated.
The trauma of the miscarriage has come as a bitter blow for them both.
It really hit home one evening, and Anne-Marie's mum was there, Rose, and then suddenly, next thing is, I was just crying like a little kid, and she held me really tight, and I thought, and that's when it really hit me.
Here's the young lady.
A few days later, I want to see how they're coping and give them the opportunity to quit if it's all become too much. So how have things been?
Okay, a few ups and downs, but...
Bit difficult.
Yeah, it has been hard, hasn't
Yeah.
it?
That must take the wind out of your sails. It must sort of knock you a little bit off course.
Probably knocked me back 2-3 weeks at least in projects I wanted to do that I couldn't be bothered. You know, it seemed immaterial. And here we are today, up for the challenge again.
So back up for it again.
Yeah,
God, yeah,
absolutely.
even more determined now.
Anyway, moving on.
But it now means we're confident about the future.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes.
I think Anne-Marie's putting on a brave face, but I've got to admire their determination. It's March of year 2, and with no bank salary, Sean needs to ensure he has enough hypnotism shows to cover the £500 a month he used to earn.
She will get back to you as soon as she can, really.
Oh, lovely. So many phone calls. I'm bound to get work.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested in doing something, but it's not going to be for about a year now because we've got bookings.
I need a break.
He's had little luck booking gigs, but is now hoping to use his new coaching skills to make the big money he needs. He's heading south to Hampshire to plan a potentially lucrative seminar for people trying to stop smoking.
I'm aiming to make about £600 each one, which is 20 people. And if I can do 3 of those a month, it's near enough, you know, 19 grand a year, isn't it, really? I mean, that's more than a lot of people earn in a whole year, and that's only just working 3 nights a month. So it could be quite lucrative.
With new laws about to be introduced to ban smoking in pubs, Sean and his booking agent, Mark, think he'll be a big earner.
Yeah, not too bad at all.
OK, this is the function room.
With tickets priced at £35 a head, they're hoping to make a healthy £700 profit from their first event.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had interest already. We've got 5 or 6 people already, and that's without the posters. And now that you've brought them, we'll get them up. I reckon we'll get over 20 easy. Yeah, over 20.
3 miles down the road, Sean and Mark are planning a second seminar for slimmers at a prestigious golf club.
OK, well, this is the Harry Colt room. Barry, if you'd like to explain how it'll be laid out on the day.
Excellent.
The seminar is set to cost them £1,000, but with tickets priced at nearly £100 each, Mark's confident they'll make a substantial profit.
OK, obviously you've got
If we do 100 people here, it's worth about £5,000 to him net. If we do 1 a month, the maths is £60,000. Now I know Sean's down to earn £10,000 a month. Well, that's at least half of what he's on target to earn.
If Mark's numbers are correct, this event could be a real winner for Sean. But I'm worried that Sean's relying entirely on someone else to promote and book the whole event. and I'm especially concerned that Sean's paying £600 of the upfront costs.
He's absolutely convinced he can get 100 people here. I've got to leave it in his hands. I've got to trust him on this. Really got to trust him.
But 2 weeks later, Sean's counting the cost of his early optimism.
Day before the slimming seminar, or rather, not a day before the seminar. We've had, wait for it, 5 definites and 2 that have won a competition. I'm absolutely gutted at losing £600. It wouldn't be. £600 was paying off the mortgage.
Down, but not out, Sean is back in Hampshire a week later for his quit smoking pub seminar. But round 2 is no better. Just 11 smokers have turned up, and only 1 has paid the £35 entrance fee.
The only way I can help you stop smoking is if you want to stop. You know, I can't. I'm not a magician. Simple as that. I can only aid you. I can only help you. All right.
The 2 failed seminars have cost Sean £1,200 of mortgage money and his sense of humour.
I'm absolutely bitterly disappointed about it tonight. I just, you know, I wish it had been pulled. I wish I hadn't wasted my time.
It's April of the final year, and the miscarriage is still affecting Anne-Marie terribly. She's now decided to quit her slimming class, which last year paid £1,500 off the mortgage.
I never did it for the money, it was always about the members and stuff, but I have to think of myself at the end of the day, and it's just too much.
Just nobody took it up, really.
After the fiasco of the 2 seminars, I'm keen to find out what business lessons Sean has learned from the experience.
You know, don't rely on other people. I think I've got to rely on myself. Anne-Marie's forever telling me that. I mean...
So if the opportunity presented itself again, what would you do differently?
I certainly wouldn't fork out £600. I wouldn't pay any more money. If somebody believes in me, I'd let them put their money, you know, where their mouth is.
Your partner again in the future, but I think what you're saying to me, and I like what you're saying, you'll ask some more searching questions up front.
Yes, without a doubt.
It's early days. You'll make some mistakes. The only real mistake is one you don't learn from.
Yeah, not everything works out, but unless you try things, you're not going to get anywhere in life. So that's what it's all about to me.
Well said. Well said.
Sean's building a brand and he needs to keep control of it, and he's learning that. And he needs to learn quickly. He's clearly on his own now, and I need to know whether he can get up to the challenge, step up to the plate. I need to find out whether he can really deliver.
Just days later, Sean spotted an advert in a trade newspaper, appealing for comedy hypnotists for a foreign entertainments contract.
That's funny, I haven't auditioned for quite a while. That'd be interesting. I'll get that in the post to you, Jane. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye-bye. If I'm successful, I go to an audition. My worry about having an audition, I haven't auditioned for about 17, 18 years. She sounds really interested. I mean, I'm excited by it. That is going straight in the post. Literally going in the post now.
2 weeks later, Sean's in Brighton for an audition. He's nervous about how little time he'll have to showcase his talents.
I've only got a window of about 30 minutes, which is going to be very, very difficult, as you can probably imagine. It takes me about 10, 15 minutes to get them under properly. In terms of paying off the mortgage, I mean, if I'm looking probably £1,000 a week minimum, with the contract overall, you're probably looking at 30k. So it's massive potential.
David Hill is the boss of the entertainments group and will decide which acts are awarded the lucrative contracts.
We're looking for a whole kind of spectrum of artists, from comedians, comedy entertainers, vocalists, tributes, which are obviously very popular, to work on a kind of circuit basis within these hotels during the summer.
You will be the best lap dancer in the world. You'll be suddenly attracted to anybody in a pink tie or a pink top, and you'll be dancing with them all night. That's buggered the contract, isn't it? That's knackered it.
We were very interested when we got Sean's details and we saw the work he'd done, and the fact that he'd worked in that market and he's worked in places like Tenerife, so he knows exactly what, you know, the audience is.
Oh, he's there he is. Oh, there he is. Hello. There he is. Come dance with him. You will find him very, very attractive until the music stops. You go and sit down. Hope you've all enjoyed yourselves tonight. The bar staff have been wonderful. The management have been wonderful. Good night, God bless from Mickey Tate.
How did you find it?
I thought you couldn't fail, could you?
With the audition over, it's time to see if he's got the job.
What you do is perfect.
Oh, brilliant.
Absolutely perfect.
Excellent.
You know, we'd love to offer you a contract.
Fantastic. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'll kind of come to you with kind of per show figure, and hopefully you'll say, yes, that's great, David, and we can do the deal.
I didn't expect him to talk about offering me a job already. That was great. And to actually work for a company, they actually think I'm good. It's really boosted my ego. And like I say, in terms of going towards paying off the mortgage, it's going to be a good earner.
This could be just the break Sean needs. But on his basic contract, this forecast of 30,000 is wildly optimistic. For the next 5 months, Sean will be performing to British tourists at a range of foreign holiday resorts. I'm heading out to Turkey to catch up with him and find out what else we can add to his work here to bolster his income.
So Turkey?
Yeah, I'm a bit confused. I thought they said Torquay. It's nice, isn't it? A bit sunnier.
It's fabulous.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's fabulous.
Not bad.
This is a fantastic contract for you to get.
Yeah, certainly is. More than I was earning at the bank, put it that way.
But now you're here,
Yeah,
and you've got the 2 gigs.
yeah.
Are you thinking of doing anything else whilst you're here?
Absolutely. You know me, I don't
No,
sit
I
still.
thought it
I don't
might be.
sit still.
So what are you thinking about?
I had a word with the company I've come out here for, and we've set up a quit smoking seminar. They've done a lot of groundwork for me. Yeah, here, yeah.
Well done.
Doing it this afternoon. It should go all right. I believe the reps have been out, you know, talking to people and having a chat. Doing it as a loss leader, obviously, you know, I'm not charging
So you're taking a risk here to see if it works, if there's a marketplace.
Yeah.
Understand how it's... That's fantastic.
I truly believe there will be. Yeah.
With under an hour to go, the holiday reps are making a final promotions push.
Hi there, how you doing? Did you know we've got a hypnotist going on at the conference room at 2 o'clock?
Are any of you smokers at all? Yeah, both are. Yeah. You both smoke? Okay. Do you fancy stop smoking?
Anyone smoke? Aha,
I'm already going.
You're going, fantastic.
Do you think you might pop along for us?
I do, yeah. I think I do, yeah.
The promotion certainly helped. Around 30 guests have turned up, and like me, they're keen to find out how Sean can help them.
Who would like to quit smoking? Put your hands in the air. Who wants to carry on smoking? You've got to really, really want this. It's all about positive mental attitude. It's about what's called neuro-linguistic programming. I can stop people in 5 minutes with this exercise if they really, really want it.
It's the first time I've witnessed Sean in action, and I'm impressed.
A cigarette. On the count of 3, close your eyes for me. 1, 2, 3. Close your eyes. I want you to go back and think about the first time you ever had a cigarette. I want you to rise now just above your body. Imagine you're looking down on yourself now.
Sean's techniques are being well received and seem to be having an effect.
Cigarette. That's absolutely screwing everybody's health because you're smoking away, you're making everybody poorly. Shut those cigarettes away. You're looking forward now. You're looking forward. You feel better. You look better. You're moving on. That smoker, all the bad reasons, 1, 2, 3, swish! Open your eyes and just come back to the room and think about everything I've told you today. And hopefully some of you will go away and you'll quit smoking. Good night and thank you. Cheers. 20 lira for quit smoking. You've got used to the voice. Anybody wants one, a 20 lira, just come up and see me. Anybody that wants to lose weight have also got Think Yourself Slim.
As Sean drums up sales for his self-help CDs, I'm eager to gauge some immediate reaction.
20 lira for 1, 30 for 2.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think I went under. I certainly felt something. I certainly saw myself when I was at school having a cigarette.
Did it get to you?
A little bit, yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
So it's made you think about it?
Definitely.
An hour well spent?
Oh, I would say so.
Has it made you think?
Yes, I definitely want to give up. Definitely.
Wow, there's an endorsement.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Thank you very much indeed.
It was brilliant, thank you.
No, thank you.
With all the positive feedback, I'm convinced Sean has a real money spinner on his hands.
I got a feeling this might be a main show. I'm thinking, would people pay £20, £30 for a session? My guess is they would.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought about, 20 or £30.
And that's what I'm thinking. And I think, what can you do with your branding and the positioning and the words you use to move it towards £30 per person?
Yes.
And it's encouraging them to book beforehand, so you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
I think you've got something really big here.
So how can Sean maximise his earnings? The hypnotism act alone can earn £8,000 over the summer. But running quit smoking seminars can make him serious money. 30 people per session at £30 a head for each of his 11 foreign trips will make an extra 10 grand. And if he can sell 100 of his self-help CDs in each resort at £10 each, that's a further £11,000. That's a total of more than 28 grand.
Right, girls, you want to get your own back on the men?
If Sean puts the extra work in, this summer contract could pay off nearly a quarter of his mortgage after tax.
Push. Tell him what to do. Tell him what to do. If I touch you on the shoulder, you're going to scream like you've never screamed before. 1, 2, 3.
I've been really impressed with what I've seen today. Sean is clearly very talented. He's got 2 compelling products. But without Anne-Marie by his side, does he have the resolve and drive necessary to pay off his mortgage this year?
It's now July of the final year, and Sean's in holiday mode again. But this time he's back home with his own family. For the 2nd year running, he's scoured the internet and booked a budget holiday for just £250.
Seriously, we're having a great time.
Oh.
It is. To see the
It's
kids'
brilliant.
faces.
Yeah, it's
just-
all about the kids this week,
Yeah.
you know.
As the family relax together, Anne-Marie confides that since the miscarriage, she's been suffering from depression.
It's a very long process to get better. But then I started counselling sessions, and that really helped. That was the turning point for me. It's really helped me come to terms with the whole miscarriage and move on with my life.
It's gorgeous weather as well.
That is it.
The one thing I was conscious of is that we've got 6 months left, and we've hardly saved anything, and that's because Sean has been completely supporting me and not really concentrated on anything really. But at the end of the day, it's made us even stronger again.
Closer.
The hall still hasn't been decorated.
Sorry.
Stood by that.
But unbeknown to Anne-Marie, Sean's been laying plans to put an end to the lengthy decorating saga. 160 miles away at their home in Coventry, Sean's arranged for Anne-Marie's parents, Brian and Rose, to finally decorate the hallway and stairs as a surprise for Anne-Marie when they return home.
I think she'll be very surprised. In fact, I think she'll be shocked when she gets back. And I think the first thing that she'll do is have a go at Sean.
I'm hoping it'll be finished for the time we get back. They will have done a good job. They'll make sure. They go that extra... The family, aren't they? They'll go that extra mile just to make Anne-Marie happy.
Just got back from holiday and was in for a nice surprise. While we've been away, my mum and dad's done the hallway. So all that arguing with Sean needn't happen anymore now. I must say I was a bit worried when I first walked in. I thought there was going to be a cost involved and I wouldn't have been happy. But it was my mum and dad that did it, and I think I've got the best parents in the world. So very, very happy. It looks really, really nice.
So with just 6 months to go, how are they doing with their 108 grand of mortgage and credit cards? At the end of year 1, they paid off $14,000 through savings, Sean's hypnotism shows, and Anne-Marie's slimming club. And over the last 6 months, Anne-Marie has saved a further $6,000. Sean has made £4,750 from his hypnotism act, but lost it all on failed ventures and business costs. He's got a lot to do in the last 6 months. It's clear that without professional help, Sean's business plans are going nowhere.
Jamie Martin.
Jamie, I need a bit of a favour.
That sounds ominous.
Jamie Martin has 15 years' experience in hypnosis and NLP,
Oh, yes, yeah.
and used to be an advisor to Paul McKenna. Sean's got some real talent, but I think he needs a little bit of help, and he certainly needs something in the push department. So if you could spare me a
couple of hours for a few weeks, I'd be really grateful.
René, I'll take a look at him and I'll do what I can.
Cheers, Jamie.
Pleasure.
Bye.
All right.
With 6 months to go, Sean needs to think a little bigger and push a little harder. And with Jamie's help, he might just be able to pull it off.
To decide how best to help, Jamie's heading to Sean's latest show. Sean's due to perform a 50-minute set tonight to hundreds of pubgoers.
Sean! Lovely to meet you. How are you?
Good to see
about
you.
you.
It's all good.
It's all good, yeah.
Is it? I'm so glad you come here
You've got a bit of a crowd here tonight, haven't you?
It's not bad, is it? Not bad for Wednesday
A lot
night.
of people,
Yeah.
yeah.
Too deep, don't worry about that. This gentleman down here, just relax down. Give him a round of applause for coming up here. We'll see.
But 15 minutes into his routine, he's facing a tricky time. With a full house and lots of distractions for his subjects, Sean has ended up with just one person in a trance. Like a true pro, Sean is ploughing on with his routines, and the audience are loving the antics.
It's not unusual.
You look like Ronaldo. Well, thank you very much for coming out tonight. Good night and God bless. Thank you very much. Good night.
The show's gone down a storm with pubgoers. But upstairs, Jamie's keen to feed back to Sean exactly how he feels he can sharpen up his act.
So we want to tune up the show, and we want to turn up the numbers. So I'm going to show you how to get on the phone and find a theatre who wants to take a risk with you on a hypnotic show. Second thing, we need to have some products that are around NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, that you can sell through catalogues and perhaps approach some home shopping channels. So if you would put together some scripts to do a weight loss program, a stop smoking program, and a get more confidence program. But overall, very, very positive.
Thank you.
If you can take responsibility for the result, if you want to put the work in,
I will.
I'll show you how to do it.
You don't really realise how badly I want this. I don't want to be stuck in this in 2 years' time, 3 years. I don't want to.
It's pretty simple. You've been earning a living. I'm going to show you how to design a life.
That's what I want.
Even if he pays off £20,000 of the mortgage in 6 months, the following 12 months, he will know how to pay the other 60-odd thousand pounds. And that's what I will leave him. I will leave him with the ability to make money and to go forward.
With the circumstances with Anne-Marie, I've been set back probably 6 months, and it's been very, very difficult. But now I've got the focus and the energy of somebody like that behind me. How can I fail? I'm not going to fail. There's no such word as fail. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it really well.
It's August bank holiday, and Sean's booked a stall at one of the biggest annual events in the Midlands. More than 100,000 visitors are expected to the Town and Country Festival over the next 3 days. And Sean's hoping to secure plenty of new business. He's spent around £800 on promotional materials and on hiring the stall.
Hey mate, you're right. All right, thanks, yeah.
But he's angry that he's agreed to a last-minute request to move his stall.
See what I mean? This is crap. It's the worst place here. Oh dear. This is useless.
Sean's hoping his display will reel the punters in.
Yeah, that'll be good actually. Put that there.
But I'm not surprised his stall isn't catching anyone's eye. All around there's colour, noise and activity vying for the public's attention. NLP Solutions just isn't standing out.
You happy?
9 till 6, 3 days. I'm really happy.
You wanted to do it, love. Think positive, be positive.
You know, I am trying to think positive, and when somebody comes past, nobody will know what kind of mood I'm in, because I can turn it on and off. But just useless at the moment. Absolutely useless. Well, they're doing well, because they're on the end.
Business is brisk at the stall next door, which Sean had originally booked. But due to his poor position, he's still desperate for customers.
Would you like a leaflet? You're the only person I've spoken to today.
Anne-Marie's remaining optimistic about their prospects.
I reckon if we only get 4 bookings out of the 3 days, then we've broken even, you know, for the cost that we've spent on today. So
That's the way I look at it.
But paying off your mortgage in 2 years is not about breaking even.
Is it me or has it gone quiet?
As the festival continues over the next 3 days, there's little sign of any real improvement.
I've had nothing but nightmare. Done 3 days there. I've sold 3 CDs, £30. I've had the worst spot ever in the history, I reckon, of the town and country. I'm just shattered on it. I just turn it off, fed up. Really cheesed off.
Jamie's returned to help Sean draft the scripts he needs for his new professional self-help CDs.
I don't think, whilst you're relaxing someone, that you want to ask them these specific
Okay.
questions.
So do the trance and then go into that?
Yes.
I wasn't sure, that's why I put the trance there. Okay.
Yeah.
The sooner Sean can write and record the CDs, the sooner he can sell them and potentially make thousands towards paying off his mortgage.
I would add in here that your DNA has a natural imprint in it.
Yeah.
So let's put this in. I want to produce these CDs and I want to get them sold to catalogues and get them possibly out there on some home shopping channels. It's all doable and it's all possible. We just need to move quickly.
2 days on, and Sean's being helped out again.
Have you got anything on like a Saturday in September at all? I know it's...
Jamie's negotiated for him to stage a show at a theatre in Doncaster.
Thanks very much for your time, Kevin. Do appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye. Doncaster, here we come, hopefully. It should be good. Right, I'm going to have a cuppa. Shattered.
The problem I'm seeing is Sean's failing to commit himself to any real hard work. He's too easily distracted, and I've just discovered that he didn't stage any of the lucrative seminars abroad.
Hey, mate.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, good, thanks. You all right?
Fancy coffee? It means he's missed out on 20 grand of potential earnings. I need some answers.
People on holiday really, really do not want to give up smoking. They want to give up when they get back, and by then it's lost it.
Okay.
It's lost it, so I don't think it works abroad. I would love to take them to a new level in this country. I'm not giving up that easy.
Have you done anything about that over here?
Not at the moment, no.
You've got to push yourself a bit more. And I noticed that when I was with you in Turkey, I mean, I must admit, you exceeded my expectation on stage.
Thanks.
It was very, very, very good. But that makes you a bit lazy. You need a kick. You need a constant kick. And
I do, and I always have done.
Anne-Marie used to provide that.
Yeah.
Did you do the Town and Country Fair?
I did, yes.
How did that go?
Oh, we had an awful time. We were put in the wrong place. There was a little narrow aisle.
How did you end up in that position?
Well, it was this lady apparently next door been playing her face up galore. So the girl phoned me up from the Town and Country and said, would I be prepared to move? Of course, being me, I wish I hadn't now, but being me and being very...
You.
Yeah,
I
know,
could kick you really
it's natural
hard.
though to be. I can't help being nice.
No,
I didn't realise.
Business isn't a popularity contest. You're not a charitable institution. We're trying to pay off a mortgage.
Yeah.
It's a shame I wasn't there.
It's just my natural instinct.
Yeah, well, that natural instinct's going to have to disappear. We've got 3 months, and I want to see some real focus. I want to see 3 months. And if you don't do the preparation, if you don't do the planning, you don't do the hard work, then you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
And we've got Doncaster coming up. This is not going to be a failure. You've got a great opportunity, but, you know, you're going to get the audience you deserve. A week later, there's another blow for the household finances. Anne-Marie has always been the reliable breadwinner, but now she's set to lose her bank job to redundancy.
I'm not even hungry.
Today, in a last-ditch effort to stay in work, she's going for an interview for a new position.
So she's going down to London for a PA role, which, you know, is really significant, really, because if she doesn't get this, it looks like she'll obviously be made redundant, or displaced, as they call it. So, last throw of the dice, I think, with the company she works for.
I can always tell if I really want a job or not, and yesterday I felt sick to my stomach when I was prepping, and that means I really want it, because I'm just so nervous about it.
Two hours later, in the city, Anne-Marie's interview is looming large. She's convinced the chance for a new job would give her a whole new lease of life.
God, if I got offered the job, I'd be over the moon. I really would. And it'd get me back into a routine, which is the most important thing. And I've put on 1.5 stone in the last 6 months. And, you know, I think I'm just about ready, I think, for a bit of structure in my life. Thank you.
Well, as you can probably tell from my face, it's not good news. I didn't get the job. And I'm absolutely gutted about it. And I just want to wallow in my own self-pity for the next time.
That's fair enough.
Right.
So how's it all going with Sean?
With Sean's CD recording fast approaching, I'm keen to hear what Jamie thinks of his progress.
There's not enough doing, and there's a little bit too much procrastinating. And he's been a bit slow with getting those scripts together, and we actually left him. He's had 6 or 7 weeks to do it to this point. And it is a last-minute rush for him, and I think he's stressed out over it. This has hindered the project because we're still waiting for this one thing, and if he'd done that, I could have maybe done some more stuff with him.
This is tough.
It's tough because he needs to actually do it, and I'm just not sure he's going to pick up the phone and put himself
Is
in
he
that
hungry
position.
enough?
At the moment, no.
Jamie's confirmed my views. Sean doesn't do the planning or preparation necessary to absolutely fulfil his potential. But he's got one great chance with the Doncaster show coming up to prove that he can really do it. And I'll be really intrigued to see if he can pull this one off.
Sean seems to be responding to my wake-up call. He's called in Jamie to help promote his new hypnotic theatre show in Doncaster.
23 minutes past 8 on Tracks FM with Nick at breakfast. Can you just explain how it actually works?
The way hypnosis works, and by the way, for anyone listening now, the show's on the 23rd of September, which
You
is
can tell
Saturday
Jamie's
night
the promoter.
at 7:45.
He's got the business hat on.
Yeah.
And the phone number is, for the box office, 01302 342 349.
They need to sell 150 tickets just to break even.
480, something like that. 480 seats, I believe.
But with just 9 days left until the gig, Jamie is promoting hard.
It's only £7 a ticket. You know, we want to fill the theatre.
Yeah.
So do you think the Doncaster community are going to be receptive to it, then they're going to...
I think so, yeah, because they've already got empty minds. No, don't put that.
But with only a handful of tickets sold so far, Jamie's convinced a trip to the local college will create a flurry of interest.
Who thinks that they'd want to come on Saturday the 23rd, which is Saturday week? And it will. I figured that we'd give out some tickets, and then they'll talk about it to their friends, and then they may wish to come along, and then their friends will buy a ticket. So I'm really aiming to sell half the theatre and give half the theatre away for free.
Doncaster Civic Theatre, do you know where it is? Yeah.
There you go. All right. We've had a very high level of interest today, and it's looking very good for the night.
What's your name?
Daniel.
Daniel, start relaxing now. Start looking into my eyes, not around the eyes. The eyes. Start looking into the eyes. No, I'm not going to do that on you, mate. Don't worry about it.
It's now mid-September of year 2, and after 8 weeks badgering by Jamie, Sean's finally finished his scripts and is in Brighton to make the recordings.
This should have all been nailed.
It was nailed.
Nailed.
But Jamie's frustrated that Sean can't find his paperwork.
Where is it from?
Sean's search for his scripts is not the only thing he's left late. Jamie's stepping in to help him cut a last-minute deal with engineer Russ Jones for the studio time.
What I suggest you do is every time you've sold 100 CDs, you send them a cheque for 100 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Cheers. Yeah, smash it. People like you can and do give up. On average, women smokers who go through the menopause, smoking leads to an earlier menopause. Think yourself slim.
Sean's found the 5-hour session tough going.
That was exhausting, Russ.
Russ, how are you with that?
Yeah. Is that right, yeah?
For Jamie, today's a crucial step forward in Sean's bid to pay off his mortgage.
This is 50% of what will change his future income. The other 50% is him being successful with doing bigger hypnotic shows.
Worth it, though, isn't it? It was good.
Jamie's working hard to help Sean fulfil his potential, but it's proving a real slog. And with just 3 months for our experiment to go, I need Anne-Marie's help too.
What will you do to push Sean?
Well, you'll have to ask Sean. I nag him every day, I motivate him every day, tell him how good he is.
That's great, because the bit that Sean's not so brilliant at is the preparation.
Yeah.
He's always going to be great on his feet, he's always going to be last minute, but he needs just someone to help him prepare and plan a bit.
Yeah. He's got the talent, he just needs the business brains behind it to...
I know just the person who can provide that. Show day has finally arrived.
We're running out of time. Can we go a bit quicker, please?
No.
Ticket sales so far have been slow, but just as they prepare to launch a final sales push, there's an emergency caused by Sean's lack of planning.
You left 108 tickets out of 500 at home.
And are we getting them?
We are now, but after umpteen
What's my motto on my website? Think positive, be positive. Come on, let's go anyway.
Let's go and sell some tickets.
Yeah,
now we've got to sell.
Come on, you tap and we'll happen.
Who wants to come to Hypnotic Show? Who's over 18?
Over 18. Oh, thank you very much.
After hours more pitching, they're finally clinching sales.
Thank you very much. So we'll see you tonight.
It's taken 6 weeks to put the show together, but despite their hopes of making £2,000 from selling out the venue, in the end, they've only just broken even.
Everybody in the room is a spy, and if you're a girl, you need to get in all the men's pockets, because they have hidden guns in their pockets, and some of them are bigger than others.
With Jamie's help, Sean's show has been completely reworked with new routines.
When the music stops, I wonder what on earth's been going on. What's going on? What are you doing? 22!
Despite failing to make any real profit, the show's been well received.
Good night, God bless. Thank you, good night.
He now has the ability to play these types of theatres, but more importantly, I think in himself, he has woken up and realised that life's not a dress rehearsal, and that if he wants it, the time's now.
It's now late November of year 2. It's been a full 8 weeks since the Doncaster show, and despite all Jamie's advice over the past 5 months, Sean has done nothing to market and sell his newly produced CDs to health catalogues.
Hi mate, it's Jamie.
Jamie can't hide his frustration.
These are your CDs, this is your brand. I'm more passionate about it than you. There's something wrong there. You know, wake up here, mate.
Yeah.
You know, do you want to pay a mortgage off?
What do you think?
Well, at the moment, I don't think you do.
Yeah, okay.
Come to the office next week, and we'll see what else we can do.
Cheers, mate. All the best. Bye. Sean, you've just had a bollocking.
My only conclusion, unfortunately, is that he doesn't really want to pay his mortgage off, and he is just not, it's not really what he really wants.
I'm just a normal guy, a 41-year-old guy, 2 kids, normal house, everything goes on. I'm now the breadwinner, and it probably scares me a little bit. Need a drink. We're all entitled to a bad day. Coffee.
Sean will get over the bollocking as usual and he'll get on with it. That's what he does. How motivated he'll be to keep it going long term, I don't know. Only time will tell.
A week later, Sean's in London to meet Jamie at his office. He thinks he's in for a grilling about the few catalogue contacts he's made so far. But Jamie's got a surprise in store.
Thank you.
I made a few phone calls to people I know, and I've got you a meeting with the biggest infomercial company in Europe, which is a company called Vector Direct.
Okay.
And you're going to meet the managing director this afternoon. And I tell you, over my dead body, you will walk out of there, because I'm going to be sitting there with you, with a deal.
Brilliant.
Yeah? And that's the only attitude to have. We are going there to do this deal, and we will walk out with a contract. And then, Sean, it's up to you.
Yeah, I can't argue, can I? It's fantastic. I appreciate it.
3 hours later, Sean and Jamie are pitching to Martin Purcell, who's the boss of Shopping Channel, Vector Direct.
That sounds like a good idea. My customers will phone up for a piece of fitness equipment, then there is something to lead in with which is relevant to them. If they're interested in self-improvement products, then your growing confidence product would fit nicely into that. So I'm happy to give this a test, subject of course to us coming to a commercial deal.
Yeah, okay. Great, so we've got a deal for Sean?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really we'll get this paperwork done.
Thank you ever so much.
It's great news for Sean. With Jamie's help, he's clinched a contract which could earn him £24,000 a year, and it could be the first of many.
Everyone's looking to make more money. Yeah. I've just shown you how.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And I think you can do really well at it.
I love you, Jamie.
Well done.
All the best. Cheers.
God bless.
Cheers.
Bye. Future for Sean now is as bright as he wants to make it. He's got to keep an eye open and have some vision. If he does that, he'll do very well. If he reverts to his lazy ways, then he'll get no results at all.
It's been a tough 2 years for Sean and Anne-Marie, but at the end of our experiment, I want them to see just how successful they've been.
The mortgage isn't paid off, but you've changed your lives.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how well you've done over the last 2 years?
A little idea, I suppose.
Yeah, probably lost more this year than last year.
Do you know, at the end of the first year, you saved £14,000. And this year, £18,000.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I thought we'd have been on top of that, wouldn't you, knowing that?
So that's £32,000 overall. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Really good.
Anne-Marie and Sean started with a mortgage of 85 grand and credit card debts of 23, a total debt of £108,000. In year one, they saved £14,000, but year two was about lost opportunities. Sean hoped to make 30 grand from his UK seminars, but he actually lost money. And his work abroad for the holiday company earned him not the 28,000 I'd hoped for in spin-offs, but just 8,000 before tax. By frugal living, they've saved 10 grand this year. All of which means they've paid off all their credit cards and taken their mortgage down to 76,000. At the end of the 2-year experiment, Sean and Anne-Marie have paid off 32 grand of debt in total and have saved £68,000 in interest.
It's been really interesting for me seeing the change in Sean. And for me, it's been quite dramatic. And Sean's earning potential is mega. Because Jamie's seen things in you that I couldn't see. He sees products.
Yeah, I hadn't even dreamt of that. It's just phenomenal.
He says, without working too hard, there's £100,000 annual in it for you. I want to see absolute commitment, absolute focus, and don't rest back, just push. And I think you have a part to play in this. Help him plan what he needs to do. Without your planning, we may miss out on this. You can do this mortgage. You've put so much in so far, don't lose it. I'm really proud of the two of you.
Thank you.
Well, guys, fantastic. See you again.
Bye-bye. Take care. Thanks for
Sure.
everything.
See you in Vegas.
Let's hope so.
Cheers.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Take care.
See you then.
Bye.
In a fortnight's time, Andy and Jeannie from Yorkshire, Duncan from London, and Heather and Chloe from Cornwall. There'll be tantrums.
I'm never going to just sit at the back and take things like that.
Tears.
And and for me that just hurts.
And toupees.
It's just been such a massive ride. But, if that's the last 2 years, then what are the next 2 years going to bring?
Yeah.